It's Super Bowl week, guys, and today I'll be previewing Super Bowl 60 between the New England Patriots and the Seattle Seahawks. But before we do that, let's give a quick memorial to all the teams that failed like a bunch of big losers. Okay, I can't call all these teams losers as the Panthers weren't even expected to be here, but against all odds, they made it to the dance and even gave the Rams a run for their money. So I'll give them some props for that. Just find some consistency with Bryce Young and you guys should be fine. Okay, it's time to say it. Matt LaFleur is officially on the hot seat. That was an absolutely inexcusable loss. To lose the way they did, giving up 25 points in the fourth quarter and blowing an 11-point lead with 6:36 left in the game is absolutely atrocious. And Brandon McManus costing the Packers 4 points in a game where they lost by 4 is a perfect example as to why I dislike kickers. Matt LaFleur has 1 year left in my opinion, and if he doesn't get it done, he's gone. I guess everything I said about the Panthers also applies to the Jaguars since they weren't expected to be here either, so I'll give them the same props. It just sucks to see an 8-game win streak just end in the first round. Oh well, better luck next time. Okay, I guess it goes without saying the Eagles absolutely underperformed this year, especially on the offensive side when you consider the amount of talent they had on it. But if you recall what happened last time, after they lost Super Bowl 57, they went 11-6 and collapsed in the wild card. There were talks about firing Nick Sirianni, and then they went on to win Super Bowl 59. So a similar thing might happen next season. Well, at least they became the first team to win back-to-back NFC East titles since 2003 and 2004. That has to count for something. I've already talked about the Chargers losing and Herbert's postseason struggles. Watch this video if you want to see that. But to put it simply, Herbert is one of, if not the worst postseason quarterback ever. I will be making a video that compares Herbert to some of the most notorious postseason quarterbacks ever. I'll finish this segment with this fact. Right now, my most viewed video is my NFL Wildcard preview video, which has, at the time of me recording this, 179 views. Thanks, by the way. Which may not be a lot, but it's still more than the amount of passing yards Herbert had against the Patriots. Let's face it, you guys weren't going to go far, but finally, your pain is over. Mike Tomlin has officially stepped down. Now go find yourself a great head coach and... You serious? Oh well, the more things change, the more things stay the same. What an absolutely devastating loss, especially when you consider that their main boogeyman in the Chiefs were not even in the playoffs, and now it's resulted in some serious consequences with longtime head coach Sean McDermott being fired, but somehow GM Brandon Beane got promoted? Hello? You fired the head coach but promoted the GM? Unless you actually think that Joe Brady is an upgrade over Sean McDermott, Bills are going to continue losing the playoffs. Everything that I said about the Panthers and Jaguars applies to the 49ers as well. They weren't supposed to be here, so the fact that they even got this far is very impressive. Just stay healthy and you'll be fine. You guys need to have a long, hard talk with CJ Stroud. He has been regressing every year since his rookie season. Look at these numbers and tell me he's not regressing. And remember, he put himself as the third best quarterback after his rookie year.
Let me go.
I'm going. Tripping.
So look, final five. I know what I'm doing, dog. Mahomes, Lamar, myself, Dak.
Texans better hope CJ Stroud doesn't regress anymore, or else they're in big trouble. This is the fourth team in which they weren't supposed to be here but exceed expectations, so good job. Although next time, go for 2. Man, this is going to be one of the biggest what-if seasons now, is it? Analytically, this was the best team in the NFL. All of the stats pointed to the Rams being the best team, but I guess that's why they say you need to actually play the games, cause this happens. A hard-fought loss for the Rams. Tough scene. Oof. Alright, now that we've talked about all those losers, let's talk about the last 2 teams remaining in the tournament. The New England Patriots. I know Patriot fans are tired of hearing this, but it needs to be said. The Patriots have had one of the easiest schedules I have ever seen. It's definitely the easiest schedule that I've seen during my time of watching football, and it's not even close. Last I heard, their strength of schedule had a rating of 0.391. That is beyond pathetic. There's a short that I saw that perfectly explains what I'm saying. I can't play the full thing for copyright reasons, but I will play a small clip so that you can understand the general gist of my point.
Everyone talks about the Patriots record, but let's talk about who they actually played. This was the easiest strength of schedule in the NFL, and here's the irony. Most of these teams fired their coaches after the season. Week 1, Raiders, head coach fired. Week 2, Dolphins, head coach fired. Week 3, Steelers, head coach stepped down. Week 5, Bills, head coach fired. Week 7, Titans, head coach fired. Week 8, Browns, head coach fired. So yeah, the record looks nice, but they only beat one team above 500 all year during the regular season.
And it hasn't gone any harder in the playoffs, as they've gone against playoff choker Herbert, regressing CJ, and Jared freaking Stidham. Although, in fairness, the Patriots defense has done what they're supposed to do against bad offenses. They've allowed only 26 points in 3 games and only 2 passing touchdowns, which is absolutely insane, especially when you consider how offensive favored the modern day NFL is. Drake May and the offense, though, have been pretty meh. They haven't been terrible, but they've definitely taken a huge step back from their MVP caliber season. In my opinion, the key to winning this game for the Patriots is gonna be their defense. If the defense continues to play the way they have been playing this entire postseason, they should be in great position to win this game. As long as the offense doesn't completely crap themselves and at least produces a few quality scoring drives, the Patriots should have a huge chance of winning this game. But will it happen? Well, let's take a look at their opponent, the Seattle Seahawks. Huge props to Sam Darnold for his spectacular performance against the LA Rams. And I know some people may say that it's just one game, but hey, there are some quarterbacks out there who have yet to even show up for the playoffs. Also, did I not say that Sam Darnold was gonna play good against the Rams? Sure, I did pick the Rams to win, but I did say Sam Darnold was gonna have a good game. Don't believe me? Roll the clip. However, I actually don't think that's where the game is going to be decided. I think the game is going to be decided by another key factor, which is Sam Darnold. A lot of people have been questioning whether Sam Darnold can actually win a playoff game, even though he already won one. But I mean in the sense that if he can play good in a playoff game, and if he can shake off any demons that might hold him back from playing good when it matters the most, me personally, I think he can. I actually do think Sam Darnold is going to have a good game versus the Rams. I think he will rise to the occasion. What did I tell you? And I think his great play is going to continue. I don't think it's going to be as great as it was in the NFC title game, but I think it's still going to be a very good game. I think that they're going to rely on their dominant rushing attack led by Kenneth Walker much more. Why? Well, when you take into account the Seahawks have the number 1 scoring defense, the game plan becomes pretty clear. The Seahawks must run the ball, drain the clock, and give their defense plenty of rest against an inexperienced Patriots offense. The Seahawks also have the league-leading receiver in Jackson Smith and Jigba, as well as old reliable Cooper Kupp. Now, the big question is, who's gonna win the Super Bowl? I still maintain that the Patriots had one of, if not the easiest schedules and roads to the Super Bowl ever. Definitely the easiest since I started watching football. You saw the clip earlier. I don't think the Patriots are gonna necessarily get exposed, but I think they're finally gonna play against an actual quality Super Bowl contender. I think if this is a regular or high scoring game, the Seahawks will win. However, if this is a low scoring game, the Patriots will win. Ultimately, I think this will be a regular scoring game and the Seahawks will finally get revenge for Super Bowl 49. Speaking of Super Bowl 49, did you know that that was actually the first year in which not only did I watch the Super Bowl, but I also watched the regular season, since the 2014 season was actually the first time I started watching football. I've watched previous Super Bowls, but I had never really watched the regular season. The 2014 season with Super Bowl 49 was actually the first time in which I actually started watching the regular season for the NFL, and then of course went on to watch the Super Bowl with the Patriots and Seahawks. And it's just kind of crazy how 12 years later, here we are now with them meeting again in the Super Bowl. So yeah, it's funny how things happen. It's funny how things like that happen. Anyways, final prediction, Seahawks win 30-27. And I'm actually going to say that the Super Bowl MVP is going to be Kenneth Walker, since I really do think the Seahawks are going to rely on that rushing attack to drain the clock and just absolutely gas out the Patriots defense. I think Sam Darnold is going to have a good game, but I think Kenneth Walker is going to be the main difference, and I think he's going to be the Super Bowl MVP for the game. Anyways, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.